All right, so we're going to be explaining Magna's full kit and how you should be building this guy. He's going to be coming out very soon, or by the time the video is out, he might already be out. I no clue when this video is coming out, but he is a pretty fun unit, amazing animations. I think the season 5 ceremony units and season 4 Halloween units are by far, in my opinion, some of the best designs and animations in general. They did Magna really well, and it is unfortunate for him that with Gear Transcendence, it is going to be tough for him to really compete in higher rankings, right? It's just a very unfortunate case. But as a DPS, especially if you're coming back to the game, Magna is not a bad pickup. If obviously you get Charlotte first and you get lucky, for Magna, not a bad pickup at all, and could definitely help in PvE content such as Hall of Illusions if you have Magna at 2 dupes to get the guaranteed stuns on. I think floor 80, 90, and 100 could also work for Magna, because I did use Magna in those 3 floors on JP and it was easy sweep, right? So let's get into his kit, and yeah. So Magna is a red attacker that starts off at 106 speed, so a lot higher than normal DPSs in general, and 106 is pretty good, right? Same as Noelle, 1 lower than Julius. He will find himself pretty high up in the speed rankings, even at 0 dupes, which is good. Now, for the most part, he's a very simple unit, I guess you could say, where he's just basically dealing burns and then doing more damage depending on how many burns there are. He's a single target all the way through. Skill 1, burn, and then if there's already a burn, you apply another burn. So if there's a burn, you apply 2 burns, and if there is no burn, you only apply 1 burn. Same thing for the skill 2, okay? With no burn, you apply 1 burn already on the unit, obviously, and if there is a burn already on the unit, you apply 2 burns. Pretty simple to understand. The ultimate does an extra 45, not 40, 45% increased damage dealt per burn on the enemy, which is quite strong if we're being honest. Now, it also removes barrier before you attack. So no matter what, you're going to be doing all this damage, the 165 up to, what is it, 245% multiplier, with an extra up to 135% increased damage. And then if you do kill, you get an extra turn, which most of the time, especially with Transcendence now, you are going to be killing. His combo also is very good, where it removes a barrier. So like, for example, if you put Magna with William, you're going to be pretty well off. Where's William? Oh, why am I in the skill pages? If you put Magna with William, turn 1, you get the combo. You do extra damage, and you could either just kill, or I mean, usually you are going to kill if you're going to use a combo with Magna turn 1 with William, because William also gives the defense penetration. So Magna's base kit is honestly like pretty decent, especially when you pair it alongside some other people. But it's just, we needed the passive to be good, so let's just hop right into that. Quick note, Magna is a DPS, so just go in order of his skills: alt, then skill 2, then skill 1, and then combo if you really want to, if you're going to use it with William for the upgrade priority. But overall, it's not that deep, it's not really that complicated. Just upgrade the ones that give the most amount of damage increase. Now, the unique passive, the LR passive, is that at the start of the battle, you inflict burn to all enemies for 2 turns. So 1 burn for 2 turns. And why this is good is because you want to have at least 1 burn to start getting more and more burns from the like skill 1, skill 2, where if there's already a burn, you apply 2, and if not, you only apply 1, which is why this is pretty decent. And I mean, it's going to help to get 3 stacks max, right? Now, as for his dupe passive, should you really be duping him out? Well, his LR2 is basically that whenever you're attacking someone and they have a burn, you stun them. Now, the unfortunate part is Black Asta came out before Magna. On JP, there was not really a problem with stun block turn 1 because Asta wasn't there. But now, Asta gives stun block to everyone at max dupe turn 1, which is very bad for Magna, since he will be attacking before a lot of people, as he starts off at 106 speed and goes up to 109. So because of that, you won't be able to profit off of the 2 dupes in PvP, only in PvE. Right, in some cases, not all. Now, what's cool about the LR5 is it gives him stun block, but overall, like, duping him out is like, it would be good. I mean, in general though, he gets 2000 magic, 7% crit rate, and 3 speed. Stats are very good, but for right now, this is very underwhelming. The stuns could help him later on, but the one problem with this guy is that he has no way of protecting himself. If we look at good DPSs, right, higher ranked DPSs, Charmy, Immortality, okay? Julius, Immortality. Fuego, Immortality. Or not Immortality, but 2 lives. Fuego, Immortality. Vanessa, supporting, right? Noelle, I guess, still usable, and she has the barriers, right? So it's all like defense mechanisms. And for green, you got Licht and then Langris, who both have Immortality too. So Magna not having any way to protect himself or anything like that really hurts him because he could die very easily now. And I mean, if you're running him with Vanessa, there's definitely a good way you could for sure do it with Vanessa, but Vanessa only, right? A lot of cases, it's not going to work out the best for him, but I'm not saying he's horrible. It's just unfortunate that he doesn't really get the best stuff from this, right? Stun block, when I say it's unfortunate that Black Osta came out before, I really mean it, because it really does kill him quite a bit, because these stuns, being able to get 3 stuns right away would have been very nice, but that is unfortunately not the case. Now quickly, as for the upgrade order, well, we have, I would say, just go in order of the skills. So ultimate, then skill 2, then skill 1 if you're really trying to build them. The only one that like super matters is the ult, and then I guess the skill 2 because it is still 10%. Besides that, not really too crazy. I mean, his skills in general, it's only pure damage. So if you really want him to do good damage, level everything up, but that's basically it. Now then, as for skill pages, Magna's is actually quite good on him once you have it higher dupes, where you get a higher chance to give yourself a speed increase if the enemy is taking a burn when you attack them. So I mean, you know, getting the speed increase actually helps him quite a lot. Now he also puts block HP recovery, which is insanely strong too. So, you know, for the skill 2, it is also very good. So this one's good. The Fuego one, if you have it max duped, is very good because you're getting an extra 75% increased damage alongside his extra 135 if there's 3 burns on the enemy. Whenever there's a burn, you get 25% damage. 3 burns gives 75% increased damage, which is very strong. Now, any version of the all attack increase, so Julius's, we've got Fauna's. Where's Fauna's? Fauna's. Then we've also got Gorks, and then we also got the Breath of Darkness one. All of those are good. Then increased damage 2 works, but obviously you want something with stats because of the fact that you're trying to burn, which is why the all attack ones are way better in general. Now Leopold's could work if you get lucky, but a lot of the time you won't. So it's really about keeping the HP, and if you lose the HP, then it's not really worth having that skill page at all, right? As for Magna, this is the build I would go for him, giving him the damage dealt and the crit damage, because unfortunately with magic attack, your choice is only crit rate or increased damage to bosses. So these two would for sure be a lot better. Now as for this, there's a couple ways you could build them, but I would say the debuff immunity and the accuracy plus penetration is good. If not, you could obviously just put the reduced skill 2 cooldown, but I would say that like his skill 2 isn't the most influential, so it's not like needed, right? And then just here you would put the defense increase plus also the debuff immunity when you fall below 35%, because obviously for him, he's going to take quite a lot of damage, so you will find yourself under 35% quite a lot, if not dead, right? And then for this, I mean, I was just saying that the SP buff is not like too insane, but it could be insane, right? So I would say this is one of your builds or this, like just on reevaluation, you would either go for these two or these two. That's the only 2 builds, the opposites from each other. As for gear, something like this would look probably the best. So giving him speed is not a bad idea, giving him attack, and then the last slot could be kind of, in a way, anything. I would say penetration is not bad, but obviously if you want to go for some defense, I probably would recommend giving him defense. If we're being really honest, if you're going to end up using them, probably speed, attack, defense is one of the best ones that you could do in general. Now, besides that, like giving him crits will not be bad, but I would say defense because of how squishy he is. Now, besides just that, please note that obviously I'm not building my Magna, but if you were, you would probably want, or sorry, you would want to give him a defense piece. Okay, you would want to give him. Okay, let me just go through that. So you would want at least 1 defense piece on Magna because, I mean, he is going to be quite squishy. So giving him some defense to help him out would not be a bad idea. Now, as for substats, going for magic attack, then the crits is probably what you should aim for the most. Besides that, a bit of defense never hurt anyone. And then as for the accessories, going for crits on the top and then magic attack here would be the best. But if you can't for magic attack, just put defense, especially considering how Magna plays exactly. Going for defense would not be bad at all. You want to have your main stats as magic attack for the most part, right? That's basically what you want to kind of tend to go towards. And then obviously substats. Magic attack with the crits is ideal, and then afterwards focus please a bit on defense if you see your Magna is kind of lacking in that department. So I showed this team in the Charlotte build video, but with Julius, and if you do want to just run this but with Magna, I wouldn't, I mean, especially if you're newer, wouldn't be a bad idea. You would be able to get a good amount of this made, especially if you did start when Black Asta came out. William, you would have gotten from the event arena. Then you would have Charlotte right now, Magna, and then Black Asta. Now this Black Asta slot is very just malleable. You could put a lot of stuff. You could put Noelle. Rhodes could work, I guess. I wouldn't really put it. It could work. If you really don't want Magna to be targeted, you could put Vanessa, but you would have to put Vanessa here, so Magna does end up being slower. You got to build Vanessa to be quicker, so Magna gets the protection in this instance. Now, next up, going for mono red team maybe could work. I mean, it's not like amazing. You just got to hope that Magna does not get targeted, but usually with Yuno in this type of team, you would probably target Julius, the actual DPS, to stop them from killing Magna. And then the rest is just gonna go its own way, right? So Charmy's gonna put the burns, then Magna's gonna continue on with what he has to do, big damage and all of that good stuff. And then finally, something like this where it's like full damage reduction turn 1, or you could go something like this where you attack someone turn 1, get the kill, right? Could be good. Then Charmy does her thing, and then Magna does the big damage. So these are teams I would recommend using. They're not like super crazy. I mean, Magna in general himself is not super crazy to me. Damage wise, one of the best DPSs in the game. It's just unfortunate that his defensive capabilities do not live up to how good they should be. I think he is going to work decently well. A lot of people are going to find some teams that will work well enough, but you should not really try running him over other units who have measures to go against being one tapped, right? Basically, that's it. But I do like Magna quite a lot. I use them a lot on JP, but over time, you know, my opinions on him have definitely changed.